What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
I have had a love for storytelling since I was a little girl. I had started reading when I was about 4 years old. And if you don't believe me, take that up with my mama. Whether that was told through film, books, music, my love for storytelling has never died down. No matter what season I was in, what my mental health might have looked like, or the new thing that I was obsessing over. When I was in the 6th grade, I started reading the series of Unfortunate Events books by Lemony Snicket, and I was instantly hooked. And let me tell you, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny are some strong children. They were going through the most, but it made for some amazing stories. Anyway, every week or so, I was back in my school's library, filled with anticipation to read the next book in the series. And if I'm not mistaken, there's 13 in total, and the books grow in size as they near to the end of the series. That series, though, it sparked something in me. And by the end of 8th grade, I had filled up an entire notebook with the story about a little boy from my neighborhood who had telekinesis. Now, I don't remember much of it as the notebook is long gone, unfortunately, but I do remember the feelings that I felt about completing my very first project. I presented it to my English teacher that year, and despite whatever emotions or feelings that she would have had about it, I just was happy that I completed something. I was happy that I could be potentially on the road to be becoming a published author myself. So fast forward, and the years go by, responsibilities set in, opinions kick in, and life just, life. That dream kind of got lost, or in better words, deferred. But now, since leaving the US and granting myself a much slower pace of living, it has allowed me to rethink who it is I genuinely want to be and what it is I genuinely want to do with the rest of my life. And with that space to be able to think, relax, and genuinely slow down, I've been able to tap back into my passions. I've been able to start using my creative abilities to not just survive, but to thrive. So with that, I've made this pact with myself to genuinely start putting in more time and effort into actualizing my dreams, no matter what path they might take. For example, my love of storytelling grew from just books to film and animation as well. All in all, I just want to have more fun with my creativity and my dreams. To not put so much pressure on myself and ultimately grow consistent in pursuing it fully. This year for me is about beginning again. Returning to my dreams that were once my North Star. Prioritizing showing up for myself, whether it's messy, unfinished, or just downright bad. Because it's not just about it being perfect or for it to take me somewhere, so to speak, but truly about finding my creative voice and groove again. Finding my courage to pick up the camera with no pressure. Finding my spark when it comes to creative projects that really entice me. Because while I may be beginning again, I'm not inexperienced. I am simply shifting gears from teacher to student again. So this doesn't feel completely like starting over, but it feels more like coming home. So I want to leave you with this. If you are currently in the same space, I encourage you to make this year the year that you return. Return to your dreams, return to yourself, return to your spark, no matter what that may look like. Because time will pass whether you want it to or not. At the end, will you be able to look back on your life and say that you gave it the best shot?